Yes, ma'am, we can start with the session.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone, and I hope all of you had a wonderful session with Rajshri ma'am on self management. Um, Today, we would be diving into a topic that is at the heart of every educator's mission: excellence in teaching and learning. I believe each one of us had that teacher who did more than just teach, they inspired. They didn't just talk about the subject, they brought it to life, and perhaps that made all the difference. The teacher who left a lasting impact. Today, we are going to unpack what makes such teachers and their methods so extraordinary and how we can strive for that same level of excellence in our classrooms. So, first, let us understand what is excellence. Excellence in teaching and learning basically means creating a classroom where students are excited to learn and can succeed. I know teachers dream of wishful thinking. It's about constantly improving oneself to help every student do their best and develop a love for learning. I'm confident each one of us possesses these qualities. So, who exactly is an ideal teacher? Let's watch a short video to see, okay, the qualities of a good teacher. Is the video audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's not just teaching. It's about, I'm so sorry, some issue. Just a minute. Technology, I tell. Okay. So as the video said, it's not about teaching, it's about a child. So a teacher is one who has a passion for teaching, who is a teacher by choice and not by a second thought, possesses strong communication skills so as to use simple and clear language while explaining a difficult concept rather than using complex and technical terms. Person who can adapt to situations. Remember how we had to quickly switch to online teaching couple of years back, and we all had to learn technical jargons like screen share, pen tabs, Google Meet, this online exchange of ideas and whatnot, isn't it? How could we do so? Because we are teachers. It is ingrained in us to adjust our teaching styles to ensure effective student engagement and learning. Let us have a look at the different ways which help in making teaching compatible with student centered learning, thereby leading to excellence in learning. The first one being encouraging active learning. Active learning is a constructivist based approach to learning that emphasizes learning through experience rather than absorbing facts from the teachers. It encourages students to discover facts themselves so that they genuinely believe and understand the reasons why something is true and accurate. So it is moving beyond traditional lectures by incorporating activities like group work, projects, maybe conducting an experiment to see the principles of science in action. This engages students more deeply and helps them apply what they have learned. It is about shifting from passive listening to active engagements, wherein students are a part of learning process that may be through discussions, problem solving, and hands-on activities. So for instance, in a biology class, I guess there are some biology teachers over here with us. The teacher could ask the students to create their own mini ecosystem when teaching about ecosystems in jars and observe how different variables affect them. Students then discuss their observations and make predictions. So, discovery learning and embracing mistakes make the cherry for active learning. Yet another approach is promoting a positive mindset by highlighting the process of learning and continuous improvement. For example, recognizing a student who struggled initially but made significant progress over time. Another situation could be that sometimes during a group project, few students are hesitant to participate or they contribute on a lesser extent because they feel that their ideas are not good enough. So the teacher may encourage by saying, let's hear everyone's ideas. I know each one of you has something valuable to contribute. This not only promotes positive classroom where students learn to uplift each other, but it also reinforces that a positive mindset includes supporting peers. So encourage students to view challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as obstacles. Praise efforts, persistence, and improvement instead of just the number of correct answers. Building strong relationship with students by showing genuine interest in their lives, understanding their needs, and being approachable. We all, when we start an introductory class every year, I believe we begin with making an effort to learn each student's name, don't we? And greeting them every day with smile. This small gesture shows the students that their presence is valued. Take some time to learn about each student's interest and try to incorporate those into lessons or classroom discussions. Basic aim is to create a space where students feel safe to express without being judged. A simple statement: I notice something is off today. Is everything okay, dear? To a student who's usually chirpy and lively can go a long way in developing a cherished bond. Let's see how a teacher can work her magic through a video.
Right now, there is a kindergarten teacher perusing the aisles of Target, even though he still has 2 more weeks of summer break. He's already dreaming up ways to make his students feel welcome. His classroom will be a refuge. For a few kids, it may be the only place where they feel truly safe because of a teacher. There's a language arts teacher who will take a week and give up her lunch period, those blessed 26 minutes to scarf down a meal, in order to help a student learn how to read. And although the progress is slow, this boy will become a reader because of a teacher. There's a math teacher who will have a room full of kids who claim that they're just not good at math. By the end of the year, his kids will be geeking out over ways to solve complex problems. They'll see that math can be creative and even fun, and they will become problem solvers because of a teacher. There's a science teacher who will inspire her students to chase after questions. And one afternoon, they'll be so excited about their experiments that they won't even notice the bell ring. And they will become scientists because of a teacher. There are history teachers who will inspire students to record history, and a group of PE teachers who will encourage kids to get more active. There are technology teachers who will help students send their work to the world, and fine art teachers who will get kids to find their creative voice. There are foreign language teachers who will help kids communicate globally. And there are CTE teachers preparing students for all kinds of jobs. And there's this teacher librarian who will see the students as children and not data. He's creating a makerspace while also inspiring kids to fall in love with reading. And they will become lifelong learners because of a teacher. And right now there's a 4th grade teacher with a scribbled up yellow legal pad. She's dreaming up wild new projects, and even though she jokes about not wanting to go back to school, she is secretly excited about meeting her new group of students. This is her 27th year, and she's still taking creative risks. To her, it's no big deal. It's what she does. But it's a big deal to her students. To them, she is a hero. And this year, she will make her students' world epic, like she always does. They will remember her forever, and she will change the world in ways that she cannot even fathom. And all of this will happen because of a teacher.
Because of a teacher. That is the tagline. Next aspect in excellence in learning is differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction is a philosophy that enables teachers to plan strategically in order to meet the needs of the diverse learners in the classroom today. Most of the time in our classes, we have students with different learning styles and needs. As teachers, we need to address the varied learning preferences of students. Some are auditory, some are visual, or some are kinesthetic, ensuring that each student can engage in a way that will suit them best. Tailoring teaching methods to accommodate this diversity, maybe by using a variety of methods and activities, would enable us to reach all the students. Like for a history lesson, activities such as reading an article, watching a documentary, or creating a timeline of event can be some options for understanding of the same topic by different learners. The intent of differentiating instruction is to maximize the growth of each student and the success of each individual by meeting them where they are and assisting in the learning process. Sometimes flexible grouping provides students with the opportunities for peer learning where they can support each other and grow together. Yet another approach that we can use in our teaching is technology. By now, we have realized that technology is a very useful tool in enhancing teaching, and it is not a substitute for traditional methods. Interactive tools, online resources, educational apps, online quizzes not only provide new ways to engage students, but can also help in assessing any gaps immediately. For example, in mathematics, we can show how algebra is used in architecture or business. When we are teaching social studies, we can use the knowledge of current events to discuss the practical aspect of government policy. What are we doing? We are connecting our teaching with the real world. Another example, when we are teaching English, we give a lot of essay writings and letter writings to the student. So students can be assigned projects to write their statement of purposes or cover letters for admission to foreign universities. Or maybe they can use language to navigate through situations like ordering food in a restaurant or asking directions. These skills can arm the students with real world knowledge because when they connect the lessons to real world situation, it helps them see the value of what they are learning. Yet another technique to enhance the teaching and learning is critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills are the ability to think clearly and logically about a problem or a situation. So instead of just accepting things at their face value, students, when critical thinking is developed in them, they start asking questions like why and how to understand the deeper meaning of the knowledge. So in a literature class, the critical thinking can be enhanced or the teaching can be made more interactive if we ask students to analyze characters, motives, or predict alternative endings. In a geography class, students may be asked to imagine a world where significant natural resource like fresh water is scarce, and then we can revolve the lesson around the strategies to combat the same. These what if scenarios stimulate critical thinking by pushing students to consider hypothetical situations, anticipate challenges, and devise creative solutions to potential problems. The underlying idea is to challenge students to think by asking open ended questions, encourage debate, and thereby promote problem solving and making smarter choices. Another important factor is creating a positive classroom environment. by establishing clear, consistent rules. Uh, like while teaching, we know that we are teaching very, very intently in a silent classroom, and there is a sudden drop of water bottle or a box, and that disrupts a flow of teaching, right? So when I was teaching grade 6th and 7th, I made a rule by explaining in a fun way that these water bottles are very mischievous, and whenever my studious and sincere kids are trying to concentrate, these water bottles will jump off from the table and distract you. So let us keep these naughty water bottles in the bag. So 2-3 classes of repeating exercise daily ensured that the moment my period started, students automatically kept their water bottles in the bag. So, a classroom culture where students are made to feel respected and motivated to participate promotes better learning. Encourage open dialogue, define proper classroom etiquette, and respect in all situations. It gives us immense satisfaction to teach in a supportive and orderly classroom, isn't it? Self reflection. Yes, after each class, take a few minutes to jot down what went well and what could I do better next time. This could include both our reading practices as well as student outcomes. So, maybe after a particular difficult lesson in geometry, a teacher reflects on whether the lesson met the needs of all learners and then proceed to plan towards incorporating varied tasks and resources. So, teach, assess, consider, practice, and the cycle goes on and on. This reflection guides your planning. Collaboration with colleagues also play a very, very important role when we are talking about excellence in teaching and learning, because this collaboration will include sharing of ideas, resources, and strategies. This can lead to new insights and improved teaching practices. This collaboration also ensures that new ideas and skills are efficiently integrated into teaching practices. All of us, we work on interdisciplinary projects, right? This interdisciplinary project enriches the learning experience for students by integrating multiple perspectives and skills. Last but not the least, setting high but achievable expectations for all students. Having high expectations is not about being strict or being a micromanager. It's quite the opposite. By raising the expectations, students will work hard, whether we are watching them or not. All students providing support by scaffolding to help them grasp the concept and push them to master it. Focus on efforts, not excellence. Ask students to try again if failed. Positive regard. Address the causes of poor learners. Be a role model yourself. Believe in their potential, and as a mentor, challenge them to excel. That is the power of a teacher. After all, we all need to remember that excellence in teaching and learning is an ongoing journey. Each step you take makes a difference in the student's life and in your growth as an educator. I conclude with a short video.
विवेक आप गए नहीं
सर वो
बेटी का टूर्नामेंट
I think the captain is the most important.
I think Dr. Amit Sharma.
Maybe the judge?
He stays at the border all the time so that we can spend time with our family. He makes sure our safety is his first priority.
She's upholding the Constitution of India. It's a very, very big thing. इतने crimes हो रहे हैं. Such a difficult job, ना? Justice देना.
जैसे कोविड सिचुएशन में सब लोग डरे हुए थे. Everyone was locked up in the house, but doctors and the entire medical fraternity was right there. They were trying to save us.
I think Smita ji.
Maybe her?
She's the one.
बाकी सबका तो मतलब मुझे पता ना कि ये डॉक्टर हैं, जज हैं, बट ये मैम क्या करती हैं, आई डोंट नो.
क्योंकि उनके के नाम के आगे कोई टाइटल नहीं है. And honestly, I don't really know who she is and what she does.
मेरा नाम स्मिता पटेल है. मैं एक स्कूल टीचर हूँ और ये तीनों मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं.
आई एम सो सॉरी मैम.
नहीं, I mean, मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है एक्चुअली.
टीचर्स नहीं होंगी तो फिर कोई कुछ बन ही नहीं सकता. इट इज अ वेरी सेल्फलेस जॉब.
It's a noble profession or they are creating geniuses.
But she's kind of shaping the future for the country. Yes, मुझे लगता है कि हर एक टीचर को उनका टाइटल मिलना चाहिए. It's really important.
So let us applaud for ourselves and proudly believe in our roles, our paths, by delivering nothing but the best. We are the best in our profession, which is one of the noblest profession, and therefore we deserve excellence in everything. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. And if there are any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for this lovely session. So now I request Mrs. Arbinder Kalra, the PGT Biology from Bharati Vidya Bhavan SL Public School, to extend a vote of thanks to you, ma'am.
Namaskar, sir, and fellow colleagues. It is indeed a privilege to extend the vote of thanks on the behalf of everyone for such an insightful, knowledgeable, and thought-provoking session. As no event can take shape without hardworking leader, my sincere thanks to our esteemed patron, Dr. A.K. Sharma, Regional Education Officer, Shikshan Bharati, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Delhi Kendra, for his unwavering commitment for development, guiding and supporting to shape this 3-day FDP series. Sir, your vision and leadership has been the driving force for our continuous development through these sessions. Thank you so much, sir, for creating valuable opportunities for all of us to grow and succeed. Furthermore, I would like to acknowledge the efforts and the knowledge generously shared by our esteemed speaker, Dr. Anushri Mathur ji. She has suggested practical strategies to seamlessly integrate in our teaching practices and enhance the learning outcome. As Vam has rightly said, a teacher with a heart for her children knows what teaching is all about. She may not have all the answers, but she has no doubt. Ma'am, your knowledge will definitely help us to enhance the learning outcomes in our children. will religiously follow your ideas and will enable us to justify the vision of NEP 2020. Last not the least, I would like to thank our dedicated participant teachers for their involvement, attention, and presence throughout the session. Thank you so much, sir, ma'am. Wishing you all a very good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So it's a humble request to all the participants that I have shared a link, a feedback form in the chat box. You are all required to fill that feedback form.
feedback form which delivery नाम से delivery mail ID है.
So all the teachers, please kindly fill the form shared in the chat box. So let's end the today's session with the Shanti part.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurbhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, everyone. You can all leave the session.
Delivery नाम आया